Okay, today we are reacting to okay, rating your domain expansions. I'm gonna lower the volume, so hopefully it will be less loud.
Your very own domain expansion.
Oh,
Ryoiki Tenkai. I don't know what I'm doing with my finger.
okay, I'm a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, but that is just funny how he just made hand signs.
I promise it's not a gang sign, but you know what I'm trying to do. Anyways, I ask you guys to use 120% of your brain power to make the most creative domain expansion names possible. We're gonna go through and rate them and see if you're cooking or you're not. By the way, a lot of you guys are always asking how to be in videos like this, and it's really quite simple. Just
I'm not asking that.
subscribe and join the Discord. All you gotta do, easy peasy. But let's get right into this video. Domain expansion, endless rage bait. I feel
Nah, that's just gonna ruin your entire You could try to get a black usually or could try to go for a black flash and all of a sudden domain expansion endless rage bait.
I feel like this could unironically be pretty broken. I mean, imagine everyone in this domain being in a constant state of anger. When it comes to jujutsu, sorcery, and all battles in general, two of the biggest factors are your focus and awareness of your surroundings. But if you're just constantly getting rage bait, you're gonna lose track of both. Not even Thorfinn from Vinland Saga is making it out of this one. I mean, the ops are probably exploding from anger, literally. Domain expansion, Buggy Bomb Voyage. It's gotta be one of
Okay, that one sounds less cool. In my opinion.
the most creative ways to name a dance-out based ability. Obviously based on the Boogie Bomb from Fortnite. I would assume anyone caught in this domain is just stuck dancing, but then you factor in the Bomb Voyage part, there's probably explosives too. Basically sounds like you got one of two options. Either you stop dancing and you explode, or you just keep dancing and dancing until all your energy is completely drained. Domain expansion, you're kinda homeless. What is...
I know that sounds so mean, but still that sounds like could be funny. Like I want to see what he thinks of.
Is this the ISO speed technique? What are we doing here? I have absolutely no idea what this would even do. I mean, what are you gonna drain the cursed energy of your opponent so they go broke like a homeless person?
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like, that sounds broken. Pretty broken.
That sounds really messed up, but I'm just trying to work with what I got here. Maybe it just makes the target feel bad for you so they don't want to attack. It makes you completely safe. In fact, what if we go a step further and they have to give you cursed energy, like a donation? You know what? Let me stop. Domain expansion, one-sided love story. That sounds like such...
Yeah, that would hurt. I might have a one-sided love story. Yeah.
a poetic technique here. I don't know why, but I feel like you could easily pass this as Jane Juliet's domain expansion. Does it not sound fitting with him? Anyways, when you think of a one-sided love story, what kind of themes come to mind? If you ask me, I think of some kind of endless chase towards something you can never have. How about this? Let's take some inspiration from Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter. Let's say a chain wraps around your heart, and anytime you damage the caster of this domain, it tightens and squeezes until it just pops. The fight basically...
That sounds very brutal, because, you know, you want to keep on fighting, but then, like, your heart just constantly squeezes, and he can punch you all he wants, and you can't, like, fight back, you know what I mean?
It becomes that one-sided love story. The more you try and chase and attack someone, the more and more you're gonna hurt yourself, which is why it's wrapped around the heart. You see what I'm cooking here? Domain expansion, cat stampede.
I hope it's some sort of, you know, Shikigami, because if it's just Kikats, that's not good.
Has to be the least threatening domain I've ever heard. Maybe if it's a bunch of lions or tigers, that could be something, some kind of Shikigami, because if we're just talking about kitty cats, what are you doing with this? Domain expansion, infinite scrolling.
That would really suck.
Are you just putting your opponent through endless amounts of brain rot? That's what it sounds.
I swear, he says brain rot, I'm gonna scream.
like here. It's basically unlimited void, but instead of getting all the information in the universe all at once, you get Tung Tung Sahur spammed inside your brain. Honestly, I'd rather take the unlimited void. Either you're foaming from the mouth or you just get a completely smoothed out brain. This is a dangerous technique. Domain expansion narrator's glaze. Hold on, this could potentially be some kind of fourth wall breaking power here. Imagine you activate this and the narrator starts glazing you like Gojo, but instead of it being pure glaze, it actually comes true. For example, you know they're always talking about some sole exception of Gojo Satoru. Well, forget Gojo, what if you become the exception and whatever else the narrator wants to glaze you as? Yeah, I'm taking this over any ability so far. Let's take it a step further. What if you yourself becomes the narrator? Whatever you say becomes a reality. This is basically just becoming the author. Domain expansion Ryoiki Tenkai. You do know what that means, right? You just said domain expansion, domain expansion.
That would be the weirdest domain, like, you're like, domain expansion. Domain expansion. Your phone is gonna be like, what do you mean? What do you mean domain expansion, domain expansion?
Domain expansion, 7 mountains of the Ouroboros. That might
I have no idea what that is.
be the coolest sounding one we've gotten so far, but I have absolutely no idea what that means. Probably a reference of some kind. I do know the Ouroboros is some kind of symbol of a serpent or dragon or something. Shout out Full Metal Alchemist. But yeah, even if I just heard someone pop this domain expansion, I'm taking off running. I don't know what it does or means, but it sounds dangerous enough. Way more dangerous than Cat Stampede. Yeah, I'm still looking at that one. Domain expansion, the 1000 ping experience. Oh my goodness gracious, giving someone 1000 ping in battle is insane. At what point is this just time manipulation? I mean, we're talking about 1000 ping. They basically gonna be frozen. How can you possibly even counter this? Just walk around with the Wi-Fi router or something? What if the fight takes place near one of them Wi-Fi towers? It's basically just my PC whenever I try and play Marvel Rival. I haven't been able to play that game in ages because it always crashes the second I upload it. Okay, enough self-dumping here. Poyo. I'm sorry, but I don't speak Kirby. I don't even think Kirby would need a domain expansion in the first place. In fact, if you really think about it, he himself is a walking domain expansion if he inhales you into that infinite multiverse of ability he got. He can copy anyone's ability, travel around the universe on his warp star. I mean, what could he possibly have for a domain expansion? Whatever it is, it's gonna be broken. Domain expansion, 2-week Minecraft, baby.
I would love this domain because they would just be sitting there. Like, imagine they just all sitting up here and they're focused on it and makes them think, oh, I'm playing Minecraft. I'm not into a single battle.
This is actually really interesting. What if this just puts you in some kind of trance where you're reminiscing about all the 2-week Minecraft phases with the boys? It kind of reminds me a lot of Toto. Sounds pretty nice, no kind of pain or anything. You just get a happy experience, but if you really think about it, you're just gonna be stuck standing on the battlefield like this. It'd also be hilarious if you just never played Minecraft with the boys, or even have any boys in the first place, and it just makes up this memory for you. You'd probably be so confused.
I have friends, Shadow, Springtrap, and Fredbear. Not saying their real names, like I'm not saying my real name.
Fuse. Domain expansion, infinite curiosity. So we're giving curious.
Okay. I could see that. Instead of like, well, I'm assuming he's gonna name something, but I would think of it as like they're curious about everything. They're gonna know about like, oh, what's that? Is that a tree? Let me go hug that tree or something. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. I'm making stuff up.
Storage or domain expansion. Now everyone gets a domain expansion. Alright, how would we structure and make sense of a curious storage domain expansion here? I gotta sit here and think for a bit.
2,000 years later.
I've got it. Picture this. Bananas everywhere. Each banana filled with a different type of curse technique for Curious George to try. And whichever one he opens because he's curious, he gets to use.
This is just Utah's. This is just Utah's. Like that. Guy in the middle is Utah.
Yeah, I basically just copied Utah's domain expansion, but replaced the swords with bananas. But I think it really fits with Curious George. Domain expansion, digital playground.
Kane. That's really Kane.
This one was actually in the short, and the way I put it was you're basically Kane from the Amazing Digital Circus. For those unfamiliar, he's basically some kind of AI god. He has full control over the Amazing Digital Circus and can do whatever kind of wacky things he wants, or evil. You could also spawn in some cursed VR sets and strap them to their head to dilute their realities. Yeah, they're gonna be tripping out the rest of their existence. Dreams of absolution or something. Office of...
He made a chant. You mean chant?
Ingenuity, Realms of IKEA, domain expansion, infinite office supplies. There's no way you just added a chant to your domain expansion. Furthermore, did you just make a Backrooms inspired domain expansion? How big is this domain gonna be? You gonna cover the entire universe? How crazy would it be if this just places your opponent inside of the Backrooms and they can't escape this domain until they escape the Backrooms? Yeah, they gonna be stuck there forever. Domain expansion, King Von's throne room. I'm sorry.
Such, we're not everywhere. That, yeah, that's.
But how evil are you? This is basically Malevolent Shrine, but instead of slashes, you're probably getting popped by blickies all around you. That sounds a lot worse to me. Just imagine the aura on this domain, though. What if you get to play King Von's music while this is active? Oh, hold on. Imagine you're in the fight of your life. You get yourself in a domain clash, and you start hearing armed and dangerous. Yeah, I'm quitting the fight there. I give up. Domain expansion, whole of infinite applause, Toto domain.
Toto would love that. Toto would love that.
Expansion name idea, alright. Yeah, I've always wondered how a Toto domain expansion would work, and in this case, it sounds like there's just an applause of people clapping and Toto's teleporting all over the place. He's basically everywhere all at once. Boogie Woogie is hard enough to deal with as is, so just imagine going against something like this, and better yet, here's the cherry on top. Imagine the entire audience is just Toto's clapping. I'm talking rows upon rows, an entire stadium full of Totos, when in reality, it's just one, but he's clapping so much that it looks like he's everywhere. Domain expansion, Jack in the Box Philly cheesesteak.
Isn't that just the food?
I don't even know they have Philly cheesesteaks at Jack in the Box. Who goes to Jack in the Box? What does his diabolical sandwich even look like in the first place? I gotta see this. This is just a regular looking Philly cheesesteak. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting here, but I was expecting something. Are you slicing up your opponent, turning them into meat, and putting them into a sandwich?
That was dark.
Is there some kind of metaphor I'm missing here? I mean, what is your angle? Maybe this sandwich is just so nasty that you're force-feeding your opponent and it's like, you know, planting a bomb in them or something. I don't know. Domain expansion, infinite Play-Doh. Oh, this is so doughy from Pop.
My boy Doughy, but is Doughy Play-Doh? Hold on, let me look that up. Is Doughy Play-Doh? Because I know I don't know if it's actually dough. Maybe. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm assuming it's Play-Doh, but it's like the version of Play-Doh that Playtime made.
Poppy Playtime. Imagine his domain expansion. This is basically just Cat Curry in the mirror dimension. Let's be honest. How cool would this be? That gets me thinking a Play-Doh based curse technique would be kind of sick. You just turn your body into Play-Doh, a Play-Doh Logia. Do they even have that in One Piece? We're going all over the place here from JJK to One Piece. Domain expansion, the god of the impossible. I mean, you're just...
That just basically turned like Sukuna fighting into one-shotting him.
Storm Mr. Impossible and alley-oop here. This is an easy one. Pretty obvious how it would work, right? I mean, anyone in this domain expansion can do the impossible. Mr. Impossible himself wouldn't need this, but let's just say he has like a trainee sorcerer. Domain expansion, infinite paper cuts, and hand sanitizer. Again, this is...
No. That hand sanitizers and eyes, your paper cuts all over your arms, that would hurt.
just a buffed Malevolent Shrine. You get all the cuts with the hand sanitizer. Low-key, Sukuna could kind of replicate this. All he'd have to do is cast his domain expansion and incorporate his flames within it somehow. I guess he really does have this. A bunch of world-cutting slashes and flames would probably be a little more painful than hand sanitizer and paper cuts, but honestly, I feel like the feeling is pretty similar. Grandma with a bazooka. I just have...
Grandma with a bazooka. Imagine you just cast domain and all of a sudden grandma comes in with a bazooka, which is Shigami looks at grandma and goes immediately breaking the domain.
So many questions here. What is your technique in the first place? This guy must have a Shikigami with a grandma that's holding a bazooka. Let's say the domain expansion spawns a bunch of grandmas, or maybe the grandma in her prime. Domain expansion, like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, I'm liking this one. In fact, I might just cast it right now. I can't do the hand signs, okay? It's not a gang sign, I promise. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe.
You don't have to, maybe. Please leave a like and hit subscribe.